Hello everyone, in this video we draw the Turing machine for the function x plus 1. So let's suppose the x is the 2. So if we consider x is equal to 2, then f of x is x plus 1 means 2 plus 1 3. So this is the simple our decimal addition. But now we want to draw the Turing machine, and Turing machine consider the unary symbols. So for that we consider this 2 in the unary like this 1 1. So this is for the 2. Then we consider this plus as a null, and then this 1 as 1. Then we perform now we build the logic here. So first we start with the null. So initially here one null symbol is present, after this also null symbol is present. Then we start to travel in from this null value. First we read the null, kept null as it is, move to the right. Then we read the 1, so kept this 1 as it is, move to the right. Kept 1 as it is, move to the right. Now here we read the null, and when you read the null, convert this null to the 1. Means now this string like this null as it is, this 1 kept as it is, this 1 kept as it is. Now when you read the null value, convert this null value to the 1, then move to the right side. Then you read the null, so kept 1 as it is, then move to the null value. Now reversing order. When you read the null, start to travel in the left side, and you read the 1. When you read the 1, just before this null value, convert this 1 to the null. So convert this 1 to the 1 when we travel at the left side. And then if you read the 1, because now we convert this null value to the 1, and now if you read the 1 at the left side, then kept all the symbols as it is, kept 1 as it is, kept 1 as it is, kept 1 as it is. And now at the end you read the null, and when you read the null means our string is complete and we are in the acceptance state. So here we see 2 plus 1 3, and we get the 3 unaries 1 2 3, and this is the final answer. So this is the one way. Second way, one more option for this is, instead of taking this 1 for this x plus 1, what we do, directly we put as a null here. So how the string, now we consider this like null, then this is the x values. So for the x values you consider the unary values, means ones. So let's suppose this is the, now x is 2, so we can write here 2 ones. Then for the plus symbol, as I say, we consider null value, so null. Then when you read the 1, means this plus 1, take both as a null, means this is also null, this is also null, for our simplicity. And what you consider this 1, kept this 1 in the unary form. So here in this example we consider 2, x is equal to 2, so we take 2, and before that null value you write. So this is the simple way. So this is the null here also. So when we start to travel in the right side, so we start with this null, then kept this null as it is, move to the right. If you read 1, then kept 1 as it is, move to the right. Read 1, kept as it is, move to the right. Then when you read the null value first, directly convert this null value into the 1. So means now the string like this null 1 1. Now if you immediately read the null value, convert this null value into the 1 and move to the right. If you read the null value, then you are in the acceptance state, directly write here null. So this is how simple, in simple term we write the Turing machine. This is also correct one, but after reaching this one we start to travel in the left side also, so it takes too much time. And as we are in computer science and engineering student, CSC student, we find out the optimal solution for each question. So this is the optimal solution, means in the less time we get our final result in the less complexity. So we consider this is the optimal solution, and for this we draw the Turing machine. So we start to draw this. So at the initial state, Q0 state, this is the initial state, and what we first read, null value. So kept this null as it is and moved to the right, and we reach to the Q1 state, Q1. Then you read 1 here, this is the question. When you read the 1, so here form the cycle. So if you read 1, kept 1 as it is and moved to the right. So if the 100, if we consider this x as 100, then 100 times this loop is formed, and we kept this 100 as it is. So here is, now in this case our x is 2, so simply 2 times this travel in the loop. So this Q1 form the cycle of ones. Now next, so in this way we travel at the right side and we cover all the ones, and then we read the null value. So when you read the null value, then simply convert this null to the 1 and move to the right side. So simply after completing all the ones, you read the null value and change this null value to the 1 and move to the right, and directly we now in the Q2 state. And after the Q2 state, after converting this null value to the 1 and then you read the null value, then directly we are in the final state. So if you now read the null value, kept null value as it is, move to the right, and we are in the final state, Q3 state. No need to travel at the left side. If you travel, then it is correct, but it take more time. So in this simple and less time, we reach to the our final state. Just consider this plus value as a null and this 1 value as a null. So in this way we draw the Turing machine for the function x+1. And now we consider the example also. We draw the 1 by 1 state. So let's suppose we start with Q0 state and we consider the example 3 plus 1, means x we consider now 3. Here we consider 2, we consider the 3. So if you consider the 3, then null, then x plus 1. As I say, we consider now here 3 for the x. So 1, 2, 3, and for this plus value we consider null. For this 1 value we consider the null. And this is the first Q0 state. So in this Q0 state, first we read null value. When you read the null value, kept null value as it is, move to the Q1 state. So we reach to the Q1 state. So null value we read 1 now because we move to the right side. So we now here. Now remaining all the symbols as it is. After you reaching the Q1 state, and if you read the 1, kept 1 as it is and move to the Q1 itself state. So Q1 null 1, and now we read here because we travel in the right side, 1 null null. After read the 1, now same cycle, kept this Q1 state as it is, null 1 1 1. Now we are here in this state, null null, and complete. Now move to the right and we are in the same state, Q1 state. So Q1 null 1 1 1, and now move to the left side and null, completed. In Q1 state, if you read the null now, because we are denoting this null value, means we read this null value, and if you read the null value, then convert this null value to the 1. So Q1 null 1 2 3, and now this null value we converted into the 1 and this null as it is and move to the right. So now we are in here now. So when we convert this null value to the 1, we reach to the Q2 state, not Q1 state. So this is the Q2 state. And in Q2 state, if you now read the null value, then directly go to the final state, Q3 state. So Q3 state, which is our final state, and now all these symbols as it is null. And we get here the 4 unary symbols, 1, 2, 3, 4, and here we consider x is equal to 3. So 3 plus 1, 4, and as it is we get here the final answer. So string is accepted. So in this way we prove this function. Now how we draw the x+1 function, same we draw for the x+2 also. So let's suppose the question is like draw the Turing machine for the function x+2. Then same logic we apply. Which value we consider for the x, we kept this for the unary symbols, and this plus symbol we converted into the null. And now here 2 is present, not 1 is present. When x+1 is present, that time we write only one time null. Now here 2 is present, so we write here 2 times null. And as it is, if you consider x is equal to 2 as we previously consider, so let's suppose we consider here x is equal to 2. So 2 symbols for the x, then for the plus we consider null, then this 2 we write in the separate forms, null null, 2 times null. And here previously null is present because this is the Turing machine, and which we kept in the tabs. So this is the example. So let's start. So same logic we apply, which apply here in the x+1 function, means we only move to the right side one by one, and when you read the first null, convert this null into the 1, and after that if you read the null value, then you are in the final state. Same logic we apply here, but what we change here in this function, upper side the function is x+1, that time only we convert the first value into the 1, but here 2 present now, so first 2 null values we converted into the 1, and then if you read the again null value, then we are in the final state. Means what I say, if you read the null, kept null as it is, then you read the 1. So if you read 100 times 1, then it is also okay, just we kept this all the 1 as it is, and at the end you read the null values after completing the ones. So if you read this first null value, then convert this null value to the 1. Again after this, if you read the null value, kept this 1 as it is, and then you read the null value, then kept a null as it is. So here we consider x is equal to 2, so that's why we write here 2 ones. So this x is equal to 2, so our function is x+2, means 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, and same answer we get here. 1 plus means 2 plus 2 4, and here 1 2 3 4 unary symbols we get. So I hope all you get the logic or idea about the function. Now we just draw the Turing machine. So let's add the initial state. We are in Q0 state. So here we read first null value and we move to the Q1 state. So here if you read null, kept null as it is and move to the right. Now here n number of 1 you read. So 1, kept 1 as it is, move to the right. After completing all the ones in this cycle, you read the null value. And if you read the null value, change this null value to the 1 and move to the right. And now you reach to the Q2 state. Again in this state, if you read the null value, then change this null value to the 1 and move to the right. So here 2 null value we converted into the 1, and we only want to convert 2 values only. So this separately we write here. So we not form here cycle. If you form the cycle, then n number of nulls converted into n number of ones. So it is not correct. So separately two null values we converted into the 1. Now Q3 state. So Q3 state, after these two null, if you read the third null value, then you are in the final state. Null, null, and move to the right. And Q4 is the final state. So in this way we draw the Turing machine for the x+2. And if you now take any example to sort this, then also you get the same result. Let's take here example. So in the initial Q0 state, the example is this. We take the example null, and same this. We consider x is equal to 2. So null 1 1, this is for the 2, and remaining this for the plus, and this two symbols for the 2. Now let's we start one by one. So first we read this null value. So if you read the null, then go to the Q1 state. So Q1 state, and then move to the right side. So this null, now we point to this 1, and remaining all kept as it is. When you read the 1, then kept 1 as it is, move to the right. So Q1 null 1 1, now you point to this 1, and this remaining all as it is. Then in Q1 state you read 1, kept 1 as it is, and move to the right side. So Q1 state null 1 1, and now you point to the null this and null values. Now in Q1 state, if you read the null value, move to the Q2 state. So I write here now. Next after this, here is the starting. So in Q2 state, now we are, and null 1 1, and now this null value converted into the 1, because here we write the transaction. So this first null value converted into the 1, and remaining two null values as it is. Now we point to this null value, because after this we move to the right, means we point here. Now after this, in Q2 state you read the null, move to the Q3 state. So Q3 state null 1 2 3, and now this converted into the 1, and now we point to the null value, because we travel in the right side. Now in the Q3 state, if you read now again null, then you are in the final state. So Q3 null 1 2 3 4, and this null kept as it is, and this is the final state, not Q3, this is the Q4. Now you are in the final state, and string is accepted. So I hope all you get the idea about the functions like x+1 also and x+2 also. Now if any doubt or any query in these questions, then let me know in the comment box. Thank you.